Good morning, students. Today we study second part of immunity, which comes under chapter 8, Human Health and Diseases, and Unit 8, Biology in Human Welfare. In our previous presentation, we have studied part 1, that is innate immunity and acquired immunity. In today's presentation, we have to study the active and passive immunity, vaccination and immunization, allergies, autoimmunity, and immunosystem in the body. Totally 7 subpoints are there. First two subpoints we have completed in part 1, and remaining 5 points we will study in part 2. We have to study brief account of these points. Let us begin with 8.2.3 active and passive immunity. Immunity conferred in the body is basically of two types: active immunity, passive immunity. Active immunity, it is a slow process and takes time to give its full effective response, whereas passive immunity is quick process and does not take time to show immunoresponse. Reasons of active immunity: generated in body due to injection of mild natured microbes during immunization, or when infectious organisms enters body during natural infection, that induce active immunity. Whereas reason of passive immunity, generated in body when ready-made antibodies of pathogen are directly injected into body. So here active immunity and passive immunity. In passive immunity, ready-made antibodies are injected into the body, and in case of active immunity, the antibodies are produced in our body. Mechanism of active immunity: microbes enter into the body and identified by B and T lymphocytes as antigen, and in response to that, body produces antibodies specific to that antigen. Antibodies then act against pathogen, that is antigen, and provides immunoresponse, and that is called as a active immunity. Mechanism of passive immunity: when antibodies against specific antigen, antigen means pathogen, is directly injected into the bloodstream, body develops immunoresponse against pathogen in the absence of pathogen due to antibodies. Thus, when pathogen invades body, the immunoresponse is quickly shown. Presence of antibody in the body: since antibodies are directly injected, the cells B and T responsible to produce antibodies does not involve quick immunoresponse. Example, colostrum, yellowish fluid secreted by mothers during initial period of lactation. Immunoglobulin A antibodies, which provides immunity to infant, and fetus also gets some antibodies through placenta. So, when ready made antibodies are introduced into the body, the passive immunity develops into the body. So, here we have finished the active and passive immunity. So, here you have to remember active immunity is developed naturally or by vaccination, whereas passive immunity develops when ready made antibodies are introduced into the body. Then active immunity is a slow process, whereas passive immunity is fast process. And active immunity remains for long time. Passive immunity, it is of short period. Antibodies are harmless in active immunity, whereas in passive immunity, antibodies may be harmful. and they may give us immunoreaction. Then active immunity, here it gives protection to large number of infectious agent, whereas passive immunity, it is effective only limited infections. So here the active and passive immunity, again if you further consider the example, the active immunity, artificial vaccination, and natural is the infection. Whereas passive immunity, the artificial is when there is a snake or dog bite or food poisoning. In emergency condition, the ready-made antibodies are introduced into the body. That type of antibody, it is a artificial but passive. And natural and passive is transfer of antibodies from mother to child. Through placenta, the antibodies are enter into the newborn baby, and through the breast milk also the antibodies are entered. So particularly we have studied about the antibodies. There are 5 different types of the antibodies, and antibodies A, immunoglobulin A, it is present in the mother's milk, whereas in the placenta the antibody G is present. So here regarding the active and passive immunity, you must know at least the 5 differences with examples. Our next point is 8.2.4 vaccination and immunization. It was Dr. Edward Jenner of England who first discovered the idea of vaccination during a dreadful disease, namely smallpox, which is epidemic in England. Later on, Louis Pasteur produced vaccines for chickenpox, cholera, rabies, etc. By 1978, modern vaccination based on Jenner's original ones had successfully eradicated smallpox worldwide. Now, vaccines are also available for whooping cough, diphtheria, measles, tuberculosis, tetanus, polio, etc. So, vaccination and immunization, here the main principle is property of memory cells of the immune system. Vaccination, antigenic proteins of pathogen or activated pathogen, which are weak one, are introduced into the body. The antibodies produced in the body against these antigens would neutralize the pathogenic agents during the actual infection. The vaccines also generate memory B and T cells that recognize the pathogen quickly on subsequent exposure of overwhelm the invaders with a massive production of antibodies. Immunization. Immunization is the process whereby a person is made immuno or resistant to an infectious disease, typically by the administration of a vaccine. Vaccines stimulate the body's own immune system to protect the person against subsequent infection or disease. Direct injection of perform antibodies, for example, tetanus or any antitoxin. It is a preparation containing antibodies to the toxin. Snake bite, example. Snake bite, the injection which is given to the patient contain perform antibodies against the snake venom, and that is called as a passive immunization. So vaccination and immunization. Vaccination, it is a process of administration of inactivated pathogen into a healthy person to produce immunity against specific disease. Whereas immunization, it is a process by which the body produces antibodies against the administered vaccine. That is the difference between the vaccination and immunization. Our next point is 8.2.5 allergies. Allergy is hypersensitive disorder of immune system which is exaggerated response of the immuno takes place to certain antigens present in the environment. Substances which induce allergy are called allergens. Mites in dust, pollen grains, animal dander are the examples of allergens which produces allergy. Antibody produced during allergy is immunoglobulins E type of antibodies are produced during the allergies. Symptoms: sneezing, watery eyes, running nose, and difficulty in breathing. Reason: release of chemicals like histamine and serotonin from the mast cell. Drugs like antihistamine, adrenaline, and steroids quickly reduce the symptoms of allergy. So, allergy, it is mainly the response to the allergic substances. And when a person is exposed to the allergic substances, the symptoms are observed. And in the body, particularly chemicals histamine and serotonin are released from the mast cell. And during the allergy, immunoglobulin E is released. So one mark question may come: what type of the immunoglobulin is released during the allergy? It is immunoglobulin E. And name the chemicals which release during the allergy. The chemicals are histamine and serotonin. Our next point is 8.2.6 autoimmunity. Autoimmunity is the failure of an organism in recognizing its own constituent parts of as self, thus leading to an immunoresponse against its own cell and tissues. Higher vertebrates evolved and developed its ability to differentiate foreign organisms like pathogens or molecules from the self cells. But sometimes, due to genetic or other unknown reasons, body attacks self cells, and that is called as a autoimmune disease. So, example is rheumatoid arthritis. It is an example of the autoimmune disease. So, autoimmunity, we can call it as a misdirected immune response. Why it is so called? Because sometimes our own immune system attacks healthy cells in our body by mistake. Our immune system protects our body from diseases and infection. But due to some genetic or unknown reasons, the healthy cells are attacked, and that type of a disease is called autoimmune diseases. Examples are particularly arthritis as well as multiple sclerosis or celiac disease. All these are the examples of autoimmune diseases. In this diagram you can find what the stages of this arthritis. This is the early stage, and in the intermediate stage you will find the fingers particularly show swellings, and here the last stage of this arthritis. So here you will find the stages of this arthritis, which is an example of autoimmune disease. Last point is 8.2.7 immune system in the body. It is a system of biological structures and processes within an organism which protects organism against any disease and also help in identifying self from non-self and remembers them. Structure associated with immune system are lymphoid organs, tissues and cells and antibodies. So these are the three structures which are associated with the immune system. The main function, unique as it recognizes foreign antigens, respond to these and remembers them. Function important role in allergic reaction, autoimmune diseases and organ transplantation. Lymphoid organs are particularly the organs where origin or maturation and proliferation of lymphocytes occur. Lymphoid organs are of two types: primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. Primary lymphoid organs, where origin, maturation, and proliferation of immunocells takes place. Bone marrow and thymus gland, they are primary lymphoid organs. And here secondary lymphoid organs, they provide sites for interaction of lymphocytes with the antigen, and then lymphocytes proliferates to become effector cells. Second difference, during proliferation, maturation, immature lymphocytes differentiate into antigen-sensitive lymphocytes, and after maturation, the lymphocytes migrate to the secondary lymphoid organs. Here you will find the bone marrow and thymus gland, they are primary lymphoid organs, whereas spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, Preyer's patch of small intestine, and appendix, these are all examples of secondary lymphoid organs. In brief, we study what are the functions of these lymphoid organs. Primary lymphoid organs, bone marrow and thymus, they provide a microenvironments for development and maturation of T lymphocytes. Bone marrow, it is a main lymphoid organ where all the blood cells including lymphocytes are produced. Thymus, it is a lobed organ located near the heart and below the breastbone, large at the time of birth but keeps on reducing in size with the age, and by the time of puberty it reduces to a very small size. Then spleen, it is a secondary lymphoid organ. It is a bean shaped and contains lymphocytes and phagocytes. Act as a filter of the blood by trapping blood-borne microorganism. Spleen also has a large reservoir of erythrocytes. Erythrocytes means RBCs. Lymph nodes. It is also a secondary lymphoid organ. It is a small solid structures located at different points along the lymphatic system. They trap the microorganisms or antigens which enter the lymph and tissue fluids and activates lymphocytes causing immunoresponse. Lymphoid tissue, it lines the major tracts like respiratory, digestive, urinogenital tracts, and it is called mucosal associated lymphoid tissue, MALT. That is a short form. Long form is mucosal associated lymphoid tissue. It is present lining the major tracts, and 50% of the lymphoid tissue in the human body, it is in the form of a malt. In this diagram, you will find the different lymphoid organs. Here I will show you the thymus, location of this thymus gland, and, and the bone marrow, which are the primary lymphoid organs, whereas tonsils, lymph nodes, spleen, or Preyer's patch in the small intestine and appendix, they are all the secondary lymphoid organs. So with this, we have studied totally 5 points in brief. So here we have completed the second point from chapter 8. In this second point, there are 7 subpoints. Out of 7 subpoints, first 2 subpoints, innate and acquired immunity, we have completed in our previous presentation, and in today's presentation we have completed the remaining 5 points, that is the brief account of all these 5 points. Thank you.